Hello physical fiends, it is Jordan here with some just announced physical releases once again. These are games that have recently been announced, they are not releasing this week, and as always I do not do limited pre-order stuff since they are always covered in Monday's video. So let's take a look at what's recently been announced. Keylocker was announced pretty much at the same time I made the last video in this series. I considered editing it in at the last minute, but with the flurry of announcements all the time these days, I knew it wouldn't be too long until another episode would be ripe. To use its full name, Keylocker turn-based cyberpunk action, you've got a pretty rad looking game over here. I mean, visually busy is an understatement, but I love it. It's like an NES game, it's a mix of every genre under the sun, it's got style, it's got everything. It's releasing only in Europe in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 sometime later this year. It is European only, but VGP will be carrying copies of it if you want to pre-order it or any of the other games featured in this video. Any purchase made via the links below, I do greatly thank you ever so much from the bottom of my heart. Bluey's Happy Snaps is releasing physically on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5 and Xbox, but despite Bluey being legendary with the other upcoming game, the Golden Pen thing, this one is letting the side down when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2, where it's gonna be a game key. Boo, I guess we can't hinge the fate of physical media on a kid's tie-in anymore. It's from a different publisher, and to be honest, it looks like an inoffensive kids adventure game, better than anything Outright Games could produce. Just Shapes and Beats has finally been announced for a physical release on Nintendo Switch. It feels like this should have come out like half a decade ago, but better late than never. This is an extremely highly rated rhythm game with a shmup twist, visually disorientating if you're not actually playing it. The trailer is all over the place. You avoid shapes, or at least try to, and you'll probably perish many times. Loads of people love this, just check out the reviews for it, and it may be worth a shot when it supposedly releases July the 31st, which feels placeholdery-ish. Abyssus is releasing on PlayStation 5, also supposedly on July the 31st. Of course, that could be a placeholder, probably is. This is a co-op focused first-person shooter with roguelite elements that's supposed to be a really solid effort, although can start to lose its luster after a few runs. But it does have really good reviews overall. If you're into this sort of co-op action thing, maybe something like Destiny, this physical release will supposedly contain all 4 DLC packs, which seems a lot already considering the game only just came out digitally, but who am I to judge? I know nothing about this game. Murky Divers Farmer Core Edition is a cheap, affordable, upcoming physical release on PlayStation 5. This is releasing June 30th. It is a game that can be played solo or with up to 8 players in online co-op. I don't really know what the hell is going on with this one, to be honest, but I love the faux retro visuals. I am an easy target. Get some like PS1, Dreamcast or PlayStation 2 visuals and I am sold. Truxton Extreme is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5, Xbox and Nintendo Switch 2 as a proper cartridge. Now details are quite thin, this seems to have leaked a bit early on Amazon France. I don't think it's been officially revealed as of yet and there are no pre-order things going on as I'm making this video, but it is great to see not only another proper Switch 2 cartridge but also the return of Truxton. If you watched Classic Game Room in the early days of YouTube, you know what it's all about. This is a brand new entry in the franchise by Tatsugen. I'm surprised they still exist. What have they been up to for like 30 years? I will update you guys again if and when a North American version is announced and if and when pre-orders open. I'll include it in one of these videos and maybe a community post. So yeah, if you are new here and you've not done so already, hit that subscribe button, okay? Do not miss the information. I'm very good with stuff like that. Super Meat Boy 3D. A quick mention to this, I brought this up in the last episode with its European announcement, but on Friday, pre-orders opened for its North American physical announcement. Yes, a proper Switch 2 cartridge and PlayStation 5 disc, of course. I've never had any interest in the Super Meat Boy franchise whatsoever up to this point. It always seemed like the antithesis of fun to me, but now it's in 3D, suddenly it's looking awesome, and it has a placeholder date of June the 30th. Alright, let's move on to some import announcements. These are games that so far only have physical releases announced for Japan or other Asian regions, and unless otherwise stated, do have English and may be worth importing. Of course, a Western announcement could happen at any time, but if you want to pre-order these, you can do so via Play Asia and get 5% off if you use my code Jordan2026. And also, VGP will probably be rocking some of these as well. Cotton Rock With You is releasing on a proper cartridge on Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan, and it will have English. It's also releasing on PlayStation 5 on August the 6th. The latest game in the lovable shmup series. There is a potential chance of this getting a Western physical, although the last one still didn't get a Western release. High Tension, that's still Japanese exclusive. Previously in games and Strictly Limited games did those in Europe and sometimes North America. I think they started to sell quite poorly though, and I have a feeling Red Art Games may do this in Europe due to their new partnership with Success, but it's not guaranteed. I know nothing, I've heard nothing. Either way, it is releasing in Japan, in English, in a standard and collector's edition, which includes an acrylic stand set, a soundtrack CD, and an art book. Solateria is releasing in Asian regions later this year in both a standard and deluxe edition. This is advertised as an action-packed Metroidvania with combat that revolves around a parry system, which, gotta be honest, that is not my preferred form of combat. I hate the timing and stuff like that, but it does have very positive reviews from its digital release a couple of weeks back. And visually, it is very impressive. A beautiful looking game, one for fans of tough games with Souls-like combat, and another one that's doing its best to keep up with Hollow Knight, and it will play in English. Perennial Dusk Kinseka. Now, this is not a new announcement per se, but someone in my Discord, Martin, did bring it up that he thought that this release would have English, despite Play Asia not saying anything about that, and it appears he was correct. Usually I cross-check every game for English except visual novels if I'm feeling lazy and overconfident. Well, I was lazy and I was overconfident when this one popped up, so this does have English. Thank you, Martin. It is coming April 30th with a standard edition as well as a $200 collector's edition, which comes with a blanket, a fan, autograph cards, soundtrack CD, and a drama CD. That cannot possibly be worth it. Dreamin Her, Boku wa Kanojo no Yume o Miru is releasing on the Nintendo Switch on July the 16th. Another visual novel, another one that will be in English. It is a short visual novel, only like 7 hours or so, and it has a price tag to match. It's quite an affordable import. 7 hours does seem quite meager though. However, reviews for it are pretty good. Published by Prototype, developed by Life Zero, who did the 7 Days VN. You can practically see that they have the same design and even in the same setting. It's coming in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. Neptunia Infinite. Now, I should have brought this up last time, but I didn't because I tend not to announce imports that don't have English. However, I think this one is actually worth mentioning for the fact that on Nintendo Switch 2, it appears to be on a proper cartridge. It's not officially confirmed, but Japanese publishers are better at showing proper finished artwork from the beginning, and this seems to show a proper cartridge on Nintendo Switch 2. Nice to know there is another one on the way, even if it is not import friendly. It's just good news. And there we have some recent physical game announcements. Which was your favorite in this episode? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to purchase any of them, please do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. That helps me out in the best way possible. You have no idea. And also do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and have a fantastic day. That's important, okay? Take care.